What are the secrets to career success for you, Capricorn? That is what we are going to find out in our reading today. As you can see, I have pre-pulled some cards for you. I have not seen these cards though, so we will be finding out all about your career success or the secrets for your career success together. If you happen to be new here, my name is Shon, and I am so happy that you are joining us. I bring you brutally honest tarot readings. I promise not to make shit up or throw word salad at you just to keep you watching. However, you do want to stay till the end of this video to get the affirmation that I will create for you on the spot to help you align with the secrets we find out about as we look at your cards. So let us get started. Our first card is Page of Swords, Queen of Cups, and Six of Cups. So one of the secrets to your success is for sure your ability to get on well with people who are in positions of power. This is a hard balance for some people to strike. However, you are one of those people who either had a very good relationship with your parents when you were a child, or you have healed old wounds or healed internally whatever the problem with your parental relationships were. So because of this, you actually make a pretty good subordinate. At the same time, I'm seeing very clearly that you have strong leadership skills yourself. And so when people in positions of power have an opportunity to see you in action, to watch you work, they are very admirous of these skills of yours. They always see a lot of potential for you. In fact, you probably hear that from people a lot. Oh, you've got a lot of potential, or, oh, I see big things for you. These are probably phrases that you hear quite often. All right, let's see what else we have. We have the Two of Pentacles, some more balance energy. The Three of Cups, more getting on well with others energy. And the Knight of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so one of the things that is a little bit trickier for you, though, is while you are equally good at impressing higher ups and, working well with them, getting along well with them, even in those rare times that you do socializing with them, you have that same ability with people who you would consider more to be your equal in a work environment, either because they hold the same position as you or they have a same level of position as you, even if it's not the same exact job. The tricky thing is, though, you are susceptible to drama in the workplace. You are susceptible to the words that come at you from others that are less than flattering. And a lot of this probably has to do with the sense you have a sense of your own worth, your own strength in your organizational skills, in your ability to plan, in your ability to envision before even planning. You are one of those people, Capricorn, that is able to come up with an idea and almost immediately have all the steps in place, at least mentally, for how to bring that idea into fruition. You may be one of those people who, when you were in high school and you had to write papers, you didn't have to outline the paper. You just come up with things fully formed, right? If your mind easily goes from point A to point B to point C to point D and so on and so forth. So because you have a strong sense of your capability organizationally, administratively, as well as creatively, if you suspect that someone doesn't rightly appreciate how capable you are and also your strong propensity for follow through, because some people, they're visionaries but they don't have follow through. You absolutely do. So that if somebody says something that's like, an off the cuff thing that they may not have even meant as an insult, but it feels like an insult to you, that can kind of set you off, and it can cause a little bit of disruption to the easy harmony you typically have with coworkers. So I'm getting the sense that you are aware of this. So one of the other secrets to your success, in addition to what we talked about earlier, is the fact that you are able to see your own flaws when it comes to interacting with others in the workplace, and having that sense of it, or that awareness of it, as well as being able to be someone who thinks strategically enough to make necessary changes. that kind of thing, while it can come up in your work environment, does not lead the way. You don't tend to be known as a hothead or someone that's always starting fights, again, running off at the mouth, taking unnecessary actions, doing things to get back at people. Your name and drama don't go together in the workplace very well, even though internally, particularly in your thinking, there might be some little mini dramas between you and some of your coworkers, right? So that's something for you to be aware of, but your success is in that you are able to control it pretty well, or rather control your reaction. Okay, so here we have the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, lots of completion energy, and the Moon. Yeah. So that is, I alluded to this earlier, that you have healed some things that were hurts from your past. When we talked about it earlier, we talked about it in relation specifically to your parents, but there might be something here too about any, unfinished business, or what could have been, but is not for you. For you, it is finished business, but what could have been unfinished business for you when it comes to your social life when you were in high school or maybe even college. But I'm getting earlier in life than college, honestly speaking, because with us having the Moon there, it's talking about that something that is sometimes at play for us that we are not aware of. It is subconscious drivers or behaviors that are rooted in or coming from something that we may not have an awareness of about ourselves or even about others or our environment. And what I'm getting here with you having both 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups, it seems to be saying that you have, along with this Moon card, it seems to be saying that you have indeed done the work, right? And it goes beyond just the relationship with the parents. And whether you took a lot of time to actively do the work, or it's just the fact that you naturally didn't let it weigh you down or hold you down forever. Being able to grow beyond whatever those pains or those injustices from your past were. You feel more like a worker, though, being Capricorn. So it seems more like this is saying that you are able to or have already seen a problem and fixed it right away. Or not right away, but you took the time, you took the steps. In fact, I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race. So there may be the possibility that you always had a sense of your own ambition and whatever ambition means for you. Like, it could be that you knew that you wanted to be the top of your field, or even just that you wanted to go in a specific field that is, not common for people in your family or people in your ethnic group or people in the part of the country that you live in or the part of the world that you live in. Somehow, some way, you knew that you wanted more for yourself than what you saw reflected around you as you were growing up. And that may have been part of what inspired you to the path of self-improvement that is now benefiting you so well in the workplace. A lot of times people will inadvertently turn their workplaces into like a surrogate or a mirror of what their family of origin, the family that they come from was like. And so then they bring all their stuff from their family life, very old family life stuff, into the workplace. They cast people that they're working with as people from their past, right? And it's not necessarily always that they're making the boss like the mother figure or the father figure. It could be someone else that they work with, but you don't do that. You are not one of those people that has in any way been susceptible to recreating your family's structure and dynamic in the workplace by projection, because it's always projection when that happens. And that can hinder people at work. And for you, because you are able to operate in such an emotionally stable and emotionally open way, whether or not you actually use emotions in your work, I'm getting more so that you don't actually have to tap into your emotions so much, but you're also not bringing in a bunch of negative stuff, right? And so because of that, this makes you more productive in the workplace. It makes you very fruitful. In fact, if you have seen a lot of promotions in your work history, this is why. If you haven't seen them yet, know that they are coming. The final card, I just knocked over my camera. I hope it's still running. Look at this. The final card you have is the Hermit card. And this is speaking about your ability to be self-possessed, self-contained, self-assured, self-confident, having a sense of your own self-worth. And it's because of the time that you have taken to focus on yourself. That is a big part of what makes you successful in your career, because you have the ability to know what is true for you. And in knowing what is true for you, you make your decisions and take your actions based on that. And it keeps you on the right path, which keeps you doing the right type of work for you. Now, if it feels to you like that hasn't been the case, this is your nudge to start doing that more, to start trusting what it is you know, think, feel, and believe about yourself, particularly when it comes to your work, so you can start to navigate the career in a way that reflects what is truly alignment for you and gets you on, and then keeps you on the right path. All right, now in the center here, we have a card from the Wealthy Woman Oracle by Taylor Eaton. Taylor has a tarot channel here on YouTube as well. You may be familiar with it because she does money readings too. She does hers are different than mine. Mine tend to be about getting you the most money possible in practical ways. And her readings, from the few that I've seen, seem to be more about healing some of the blocks to being able to take those practical steps. So, I would say if you watch both channels, that she gives, the root cause, and then I tell you how to work beyond that root cause, if that makes any sense. So her deck, the Wealthy Woman Oracle, came out earlier this year. At the time of this recording, it's 2024. And I recently did a flip through with music of that deck. So if you want to check out all of the cards in the deck, it's beautifully illustrated by, what is this artist's name? Stephanie Wicker Campbell. Beautifully illustrated by her. You should definitely check out my video with the flip through. I think it's like a 7-minute flip through or something. It's a pretty short video, but it's got some fun music to it, so you would really enjoy it. Okay, this card comes from that deck. So what we're going to find out with this card is, if there is something that you need to pay attention to help you to connect with these characteristics of success that you naturally have, or if you are going to get a kudos, you're doing it. So we might see a confirmation of what we've already had. We might get some additional information. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so the card that you got says Divine Surrender. Wow. Okay, so what this seems to be saying is it would be good for you to remember that though you are able to, you don't have to build your career success all alone. The fact that as Capricorn, you do have, like I said earlier, the visionary tendency as well as the buckle down and get the work done habits, this can make you very independent. And therefore, sometimes you might take on a little bit more than you should. You might be too focused on getting outcomes that you overwork. You might have a workaholic tendency, right? So what this guidance seems to be saying is to remember to let go. In anything that we undertake, it is better if we can do it in a balanced way so that there's effort and surrender, right? We do our part and then we let go. This helps us to stay in balance in life. So going forward, make sure you allot some downtime for taking care of yourself personally and privately. The personal is your interpersonal relationships with friends or family members who, probably aren't connected to your place of employment, but they may. If you're one of those people who is workaholic, you may only have a social life that's connected to your workplace, but make sure you do spend some time with them in a way that's got nothing to do with the job, where you're not talking about the projects or any of the requirements of the job, but where you can just go and enjoy movies together or have a good laugh together, have dinner, have drinks, something where it is completely social. Whether it's, again, people from your work environment or people from your personal life in a different way, like family members, mother, siblings, father, cousins, friends from high school, if you're still in touch with them, friends who are in your neighborhood, And then your private life needs some tending to as well to help with this balanced way of living and working. And that would be the things that you do for yourself by yourself. So that would be if you like reading books or if you like listening to music. I've said this in other videos that I've done talking about the private self. For you, it could be like a hobby. Is there some hobby that you like to do that your friends and acquaintances don't share? And it's also, again, not related to the type of work you do for money. The private can also be about your connection to your spiritual life, your spiritual journey. Neither of those are the words that I'm trying to say. I almost just said your connection to spirit. I just don't like talking about it in that way. I feel like spirit is just like a generic phrase some people like to say instead of saying God. And then when you listen to them talk, they're still very much saying God. They're alluding to God this and God that, and that may not resonate for everybody, right? So for me personally, my spiritual connection is with my angels and with the goddess guides. So whomever that is for you, making sure that you continue to have some one-on-one time with them, all right? So that's your private life, along with, again, those things that you can do for yourself, by yourself, and not have to think about what somebody else might want. I mean, that could even be like going out to eat at the restaurant of your choice that you never get to pick when you're with your boyfriend or your family or whatever, okay? So these are your guidances around career successes, or what, makes you successful in your career right now. And I want to give you an affirmation. I'm going to make up an affirmation for you right now on the spot to help you stay in alignment as you continue to do the work that you are poised to really succeed at, and to continue to see more promotions and more raises at as you go on, as your future in your field continues. Let's see. I'm tapping into energy with my goddess guides right now. Here's your affirmation. When I tend to my private life, my personal life, and my professional life, I am totally and completely me. This is a really important one for those of you who have your identity fully wrapped up in or defined by the work that you do, because you are so good at being good at getting things done. That may be for you, Capricorn, the way that you typically get your kudos. And so you may have over-identified with being the doer, the succeeder, right? I don't think that's a word, but you you get what I'm saying. So, all of you, your personal, your professional, and your private are all part of who you are. They all make up who you are. All right. And this is what I have for you today, Capricorn. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.